low-income families, the blacks and the Hispanics. Let me tell you something, in my district in Queens and Promenade, they're coming after the public housing. They opened up Section 8 because they want to give the illegals the public housing, which is fully funded by the federal government. I promise you, Mayor Adams is going to come out and he's going to say, hey, I got a great idea. Instead of paying $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a night for these migrants, let's just give them Section 8.
Talk to me about a very important subject, public housing. What's happening?
So there is a difference between Section 8 and Section 9. Section 9 was a way for low-income families to have home ownership. So it's funded by the federal government, and you get an apartment. That's why in the projects there are generations of families that live there, because you're able to pass down your apartment generation to generation. Now, the public housing, we're sending $223 million a day to Ukraine, but yet the public housing that's supposed to be funded by the federal government is a complete disarray, and it's just falling apart. Now, the city, NYCHA, who is the organization that holds the leases, they don't have the ability to fix everything. So what they're trying to do is creative ways to have private entities enter into the public housing system, and they're coming in with Section 8 waivers. Now, Section 8, you can only sign that for 1 to 20 years. It is a way for them to, in my opinion, give the illegals the federal government assistance, because they're coming in with these Section 8 waivers and having people sign over their rights to their apartment. The public housing is about ownership rights. It's about the low-income people that have the rights to their apartment. Now, when they don't even understand the difference between Section 8 and Section 9, because I didn't until I went to the NYCHA office. But let's be real here. It's $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a night they have to pay for these migrants in these hotels. Not only for the housing, but the food, the security, the clothes. It's going to be Mayor Adams' great idea to put them on Section 8. And then once they do that, the federal government will step in and be able to fund the housing for these people. But it's not guaranteed forever. And once you do that, you lose all your rights.
I have a question. Somebody had brought up to me that there's a lot of trickery happening in that arena. People will come in and say, do you want a new shiny stove or a refrigerator? It's free. Just sign this paperwork. People living under Section 9 contracts are now in Section 8, and then they can be kind of evicted. Is that true? Any truth to that?
Yeah, so if you have an apartment that your family, your grandma, your daughter is living in these public housing, and the place is in disrepair because it's 30, 40, 50 years of people living there. They need repairs. They have lead paint. They have asbestos. So they come and they say, hey, we'll give you a brand new kitchen. Just sign this paper, and they're signing the Section 8 waiver, and they're not able to pass down their apartment anymore. They're putting into a situation where in about 10 years, the landlord, who's a private owner, can put them back onto market rate. Now, in Section 9, in the public housing, let's remember that the market rate rent is probably $1,800, $2,000. And that's where they're basing their 30% of your income in order to pay for this apartment. But when you go into Section 9, the market rate for these apartments now are $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. So the amount of money that you're going to end up having to pay, that 30%, is going to be exponentially larger. Right, so it's all a way to kind of entice people for a renovation that's not even that good, because they're just recycling appliances and cabinets. They're full of roaches and everything, and the people sign this not knowing that they're giving up all their rights to their ownership of their public house. What I found is that, these people who don't get all the social services that they need. They're not getting the good medicine from Medicaid. They need help. Their EBT has been cut because all the services have been cut, and then they're looking and they're seeing all these illegals coming here getting everything for free, and they're very, very upset about it. So it's just a matter of them waking up and going to vote. In the last election, only 15 people voted out of Promenade. So people really need to understand the power that they have, because if the low-income families, if the projects don't go out and vote, the Democratic Party is going to take them for granted, and they're going to keep selling them out like they're doing to us with these hotels and with all these contracts that are being signed.
Where can people donate to your campaign, and tell us all about that?
Yeah, so as a Republican candidate, I'm up against the machine, but you can come to JDR for NYC. That's JDRFORNYC.com. Over there's a donate button. Just send me $5, $10. I don't care. It doesn't matter. But literally what I'm using it for is gas, flyers. Like, that's pretty much it. I'm up against people that are raising $200,000-$300,000, and all I really want to do is post flyers on people's doors and just give speeches and just let them know what's going on.
If you like the show, please like and subscribe. And if you do subscribe, let me know in the comments and I'll reply back to you. Thanks so much and see you next time.